There is one psychiatrist for the 1,500 women sheltered in this home. He visits once a week. Most of these women suffer from mental problems. Some have grown more severe over time. While they are barred from any semblance of a normal life, each woman has a dream.
2 महीने के बाद मीटिंग में छुट्टी भी देगी, 2-2.5 महीने के बाद बोली नहीं 2 महीने के बाद छुट्टी भी होगी, मेरी छुट्टी भी होगी अभी हमेशा के लिए। फिर जॉब करना चाहती हूँ, जॉब करूँगी नहीं, फिर ये ना डॉक्टर आगे जाके पढ़ूँगी भी सही अलग घर में मेरे कमरे में नहीं, फिर ये ना डॉक्टर बनूँगी नहीं, फिर शादी भी करूँगी, हम शादी भी करेंगे। कुछ बनना चाहती हूँ, लोगों को दिखाने के लिए कुछ बनना चाहती हूँ।
There was a time when Amina was a metric student. She would go to school like other teenagers, play with her siblings at home, and fall asleep in front of the TV. For Amina, visits from her family are what sustain her. She is among the fortunate few here who are remembered, missed, and loved.
अम्मी अब्बू बहुत याद आते हैं, भाई बहन बहुत याद आते हैं। बचपन से वहाँ पे बड़ी हुई ना, कभी बहुत रोती, कभी दिल होता है रोने का, कि रोज रोती हूँ, कभी मन में। फिर ना फिर कमरा संभाल लेती हूँ, फिर चुप हो जाती हूँ कुछ दिन। मुझे पीने का शौक नहीं, पीती हूँ गम बुलाने को। मुझे पीने का शौक नहीं, पीता हूँ गम बुलाने को।
There have been improvements in Amina's condition. Over the years, she has enjoyed considerable family support. But there are many who've lived amongst people who don't understand their problem. And there are many who've been abandoned, and some for over a decade. It's been 10 years since Sadia was left at the shelter. She hasn't seen her family since. No one visits her. She sits here day after day, lost in her own thoughts.
वो गुस्सा करती थी, काफ़ी हद तक गुस्सा करती थी, बस अपने हद तक रहना चाहती थी। हर चीज़ पे इनका कब्जा, हर चीज़ पे गुस्सा, वो लड़कियों को साथ गुस्सा, काम कराने में गुस्सा। डॉक्टर याज को दिखाया, डॉक्टर याज ने इनकी ट्रीटमेंट की। मेडिकेट भी लगता है और साइनस की मेडिसिन भी मिलती है। साजिया आ जा, खाना उठा के देते हो। मशीन।
It's been many years since Sadia lived a normal life. She worked hard to get a master's degree in Islamiyat and began to give tuitions in her house. Then she developed her condition. This created a rift between Sadia and her family. There was fighting, estrangement, and eventually abandonment.
वहाँ पे माफ़ी मांगी, वालदा के हाथ पे जोड़े। मैंने कहा चलो मुझसे गलती हुई, मैं लगती झगड़ती थी, आपने कुछ नहीं किया था, अब माफ़ कर दें, हम लोग रहना चाहते हैं। अब बहुत यहाँ पे रह लिया हम लोगों ने, 2 साल तक हम लोग यहाँ पे रहे थे। वालदा ने कहा कि नहीं, मैं माफ़ नहीं करूँगी तुम लोगों को।
These problems often persist because of the lack of any reliable support structure available in Pakistan.
We need a whole tier of people. We need psychiatrists and psychologists and psychiatric social workers and mental health promoters and teachers with training in psychological problems and parents to get equipped in identifying psychological problems. So again, we need a whole bunch of that, but how to plan all this training, how to then disseminate it, I feel it's various NGOs have been trying to do their bit, but then it can never have that kind of impact as much as a state can once it really decides.
For women like Sadia who suffer alone, the insufficient medical help traps them in their present situation.
सारी ज़िंदगी तो हम लोग यहाँ नहीं रह सकते ना, यहाँ वो मुस्तकबिल तो नहीं है। अच्छा खासा हम लोग पढ़े लिखे हैं, बाहर रहकर अपनी ज़िंदगी बना सकते हैं।
It's been 47 years since the Pakistan government held the first Mental Health Day. The next half-century that followed saw little progress in this area.
The health structure has really suffered, from a lack of planning, lack of political will in doing something about health. In fact, any changes and all that we've seen are all in the private sector. There are very few services available in the public sector, whereas I feel the responsibility is of the public sector to deliver services.
Developing the support structure needed by the mentally ill may never be given its due priority, or it will take its time. Until then, it's clear. Some may dream of a more stable future, but others may face a future of isolation. Sharbanu Sayyed, Geo English, Karachi.